Good morning, guys. It's Mazi again, and I'm here to share my daily outlook with you guys. All right, so let's get down to business. So, gold has finally done what I'm expecting gold to do. Yeah, because yesterday, after he used this inducement here to bounce off this 4 hours demand zone here to make this bounce off, he left another inducement here, and now it has finally tapped it. So now gold is ready to rally up. And where am I expecting gold to rally to this point here? Why? Because after this daily here, this daily made a breakout of this zone and moved all the way to this point, right? Without leaving any inducement zone anyway. There's no inducement here. That's why I'm a bit skeptical about this trade. I'm a bit skeptical. But though on 4 hours, he left an inducement for us. Look at it, the inducement before tapping into the 4 hour zone. And also at this point, there's also an inducement here. There's also an inducement here. If you can see clearly, see my screen clearly. There's also an inducement here. Let me see if I can mark it without this thing obstructing me. Look at it. This inducement. There's also an inducement zone there. So it has reached that inducement zone. It can now move freely to this high or this high, this high or this high. So let's move to the next pair. I don't want this video to be long. I have too many pairs here, but I'll just analyze some few that I've already shaded. Max 15 minutes, 17 minutes. Because of the platforms I'll be posting this video. And if you're watching on Instagram or any platform that does not allow you to see more than 3 minutes of this video, you can go to my YouTube, click the link on my bio to go to my YouTube to gain full access to this video. So as for BTC, yeah, BTC, I'm expecting BTC to come here, use it as inducement, come here, then we tank to the downside. And that was actually what I was expecting. Then I did a counter trade. I made 5 arrow from here. Then I took another trade also yesterday, which I lost. So I gave back 1 arrow to them. In total, I just made only 4 arrow. I gave 1 arrow back to them because what was I anticipating for BTC to take this inducement and come here and tank? But unfortunately, I was used as another inducement. I think I took that trade around here. Yeah, this was where I took the trade. You can see how he made a pullback then. Tank to the downside. But it's one of those things we move. So let's check the next pair. The next pair. Let me check the daily. 4 hours. Simple. It's simple. GU. Very, very simple. I said it in my last video yesterday that my expectation is for GU to come into this zone and move to the downside. But the only problem I had was there's no inducement. Because inducement is fuel to the market. It's just like when you buy a car without fuel, it will not move. Inducement, which is the last low before your order block or your breaker block, whatever it is, that last low, it has to be taken because it's liquidity, it's money. That is where people are looking forward to, take trade from. So price has to take it to fill in more orders and move. You get? So for a market to move, for a bus to move from one junction to one junction, it is because there's always liquidity at every junction. So meaning a lot of persons are standing in every junction. That is more money to the driver, and that driver can use that money to afford fuel to move that car. So bus moves from junction, popular junction, not every junction, popular junction where there are much people, to the other junction where he knows that he will drop more persons and pick up more persons. That is how this market is. Market moves from liquidity to liquidity, and liquidity is fuel. Without liquidity, market will not move. So there's no inducement here. So that's why I marked here. I'm waiting for price to use here as inducement for me. To use there as inducement. The only thing that will make market not to give me an inducement is maybe if he creates another inducement here. Engineers an inducement here before coming into this zone, then I can trade off this zone. But anything aside from that, this is where I'm taking my entry, and my exit is around here. But GU has to go down. Like this is where I'm targeting. Overall target is this low here. That's where I'm expecting GU to tank to this low. That's my expectation. Let's check the next pair. No, GG has nothing for us. It's been in the range. Let's check this guy. Pretty simple. Expecting this guy to tank all the way to this point. And yeah, I am going to take this point here. Why am I taking this point? Because After price created a breakout, he gave us an inducement. See this pullback he gave. Then this. So I'm expecting price to come into this. I've not even taken this trade though. I'm going after this video, I'll put my limit order. Come into this zone. I'm expecting price to move and come into this zone. Then thanks to the downside. This video is proudly sponsored by Hola Prime, one of the best prop firms out there, the most transparent prop firm out there. Now, why do I say Hola Prime is the most transparent prop firm? It's because the price they are giving to you, the price feed they are giving to you, it is on their website. You can verify it to make sure it's the same price that you have on your MetaTrader 5. So as not to say, oh, Hola Prime is manipulating price and the rest. No, everything is transparent here. Secondly, whatever they do goes through Deloitte. Because why? They want to maintain a record, which is no payout denial and the fastest payout in the industry. When I say no payout denial, it simply means when you go to their website and read all their rules, any rules that you cannot find there, they can never use that rule to deny your payout. That is a no payout denial. And their fastest payout they ever did was 3 minutes and some seconds. Their payout never exceeds 1 hour. It is within 20 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It all depends, but it can never exceed 1 hour. They've been holding that record since 2014 till date. And their rules are not complicated. No consistency rule except you're doing instant withdrawal. But if you're doing bi-weekly, bi-monthly, no consistency rule, no lot size restriction, weekend holding is allowed, news trading is allowed on their Prime account, and static drawdown, not trailing drawdown. So to get access to their platform, just click the link on my bio and sign up for the Hola Prime prop firm. And if you want to trade with their broker, because they have an independent broker, Hola Prime Market, link is also there. And for those who are in countries where they don't allow you to trade CFD, or you don't like trading CFD, you want to trade futures, Hola Prime got you covered. All right, let's move back to the outlook. Next pair. I really don't want this video to be long. Same thing. You can see price left an inducement here. Though you say, oh, this is not an inducement because it's one candle. Let's go to a lower time frame. So you see it's an inducement. It's a leg. On lower time frame, you can see it's a very clean leg. Then on 4 hours, it's just one candle. So I'm going to mark it as my inducement. Take this inducement, come to this low, then we'll move to the upside. Let's check next pair. This was the one I was supposed to take this morning. I finished analyzing this market, but I was too sleepy. I didn't put my limit order. I slept off. Just to wake up this morning, it has tagged. And this is what it's doing. But anyways, it's one of those things. If price should be generous enough to come back for me, fine. They will ride it to this point. But if price does not want to deliver, I can still come all the way down and take my stop loss. Yeah. Cost for running business. We'll move on to the next one. But with the way this guy is moving, I don't know. Yeah, so this is a trade that I've triggered already. I'm on this trade. I set this limit since yesterday, waiting for this trade patiently. Now let me delete it to show you guys something. See, price did what? Cost a breakout, and before causing that breakout, price what? Left an inducement. This is first inducement. I was hoping that price was going to read before coming into this point and moving all the way down to this point, but price obviously did not. Rather, it just came and reacted off the inducement point. That is why it's inducement, to induce people, make people feel like, oh, you're missing out. They start selling. Whereas price does not want to sell yet. So price went back. You can see this long candle cleared everybody. Now, price has added fuel to its car, and now price is ready to go. See, I'm on this trade. Beautiful trade, beautiful setup. So let's just see how it goes. But this is the most ideal exit. This. But I'm going to hold all the way down to this point because price has to go lower. It's going lower to here, to this point. So that is that. Let's move to the next pair. So US 30. So as for US 30, this is not a high probability anyway, because this is the only inducement he left. And after taking this inducement, I know price has to go up all the way there. But I'm having a feeling price has to leave another inducement here, which he did not. All this place has been clear. There is no form of inducement or nothing. right? So I'm expecting if price should make this leg all the way to this point, I'm expecting price to come back again, raid this low, then we'll move to this point. That's my expectation. But aside that, this is where I'm expecting it to drop to. If it doesn't give me this, if it doesn't come to this entry, I am not interested in this move, because even if I take the trade around here, you can see it's a 2 arrow trade. I don't do 2 arrow. My minimum is 3 arrow. I don't do 2 arrow. 2 arrow is more or less a waste of time for me. There's no need. So I'd rather go back to what I do. I used to do 10 arrow before, but now I think I'm going to reduce it to 3 to 5 arrow. I don't want to be too greedy. So Euro USD, same expectation as GU. Come back into this zone here, into the other block. Use this point as an inducement. Though price reacted off the inducement yesterday, so I'm expecting a pullback all the way to this point. Then we tank to the downside. Okay. Same thing here. Waiting for this guy to drop, except he creates an inducement, but though there's no obvious inducement here, except this pullback he made first before moving to the upside. So, and he dropped another block above it. That's the thing. So maybe price will just stretch all the way, come to this inducement. The moment it takes this inducement with few pips, I'm in for a buy to exit here. Next pair is this guy. Okay, too bad. No breakout. No breakout. So this other block is not valid. It did not see all the breakout are marked. It did not. So we're out. We're not engaging. No matter what it does, we are not engaging. So GBP-NZD, the expectation is for GBP-NZD to come into this zone, use it as an inducement, either react off from this point, but the most high probable point to react from is this one above here. So who knows? These two can be used as inducement. So I'm very careful while taking this trade. Very, very careful. Or I'll just disregard it. The market has presented a lot of opportunities, so there's no point gambling this. And the last one should be this guy here. This guy here. Moving very, very pretty. What's the expectation? Price to come into this point, using this point as inducement to deliver all the way to this high. This is still not a high probability trade. Not a high probability trade. Not a high probability trade. But let's just see what the market has to offer. Let's see what the market has to offer. All right, so that is that about that. That is that about that. I'll see you guys on my next video. I'm really trying to make sure this video is not too long. All right, I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching and bye, guys.